Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. It's the Wednesday night show. Take two. It's the Wednesday night show, and I guess it's the last one before the season starts because the season starts. First game is next Wednesday, so yeah, it's the last one before the season starts. Um, Probably have a few of these during the season. There's some, there are a lot of nights on Wednesday where they don't have games. So we'll have some during the season, obviously, but it's the last one before the season starts. Keep repeating yourself, Rick. Everyone's really interested in that. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. First off, I got a package in the mail today. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to unbox that a little bit later. I wrote a special poem for it too. So we got that. And I got a couple of things, not that much, but a couple of things. And we'll talk about that. And then also whatever else you guys want to talk about that. So I want to talk about, leave it there. If you're here, please talk to me in the chat. Say hi, ask a question, anything you might want to know that I might know, anything you want to talk about at all about the upcoming season and about any team, anything. If I know about it, I'll talk about it. So there you go. That's it. So Leslie's here. Matt might be joining later in the show. I don't know exactly. And if you were here when the show started, what did you think of the music? Did you like it? And that's Sue's here. Paul Duffy, go get him. Tweet. Okay, I'd like the kind of drugs you're on. Filibuster, how's it going? Wonderful. It's Wonderful. How's it going, Phil? Bye. Here we go again. Can't control life. How's it going? Sens fan. We're playing you guys on Saturday. When your bad shit is near, no worries. Rick is here. There you go. Why do I have to be there around bad shit? What about good shit? Hey. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got two poems because one I wrote for the Habs beating the Leafs, and I didn't read it in the post game show, so I'm gonna read it tonight. And yeah, there you go. Where was I? Gislain, how's it going, man? No more from you. Why you can you can talk all you want, man. That's what this is all about. Andre, hey Andre, how's it going over there in Russia? Gislain, you must have missed the music. Just I used it in the opening. It's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna play it again. It was kind of set for a certain part of that song. Anyways, it's copyright free stuff from YouTube, so I shouldn't have any problems with it. Rob Adario, how's it going, Rob? You heard the poem? No, you couldn't have heard the poem because I didn't read any of these poems yet. I got two for tonight. I have not read them to anyone but myself. It was good to win against Toronto. It was, and it was a good way to win. I like beating Toronto that way, where they think, "Oh yeah, we're gonna beat these Habs." Yeah, oh maybe not. I love that. Too bad we lost the other two. That's okay. You know, it's preseason. It doesn't bother me in preseason too much, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still better to beat them, but you know what? Considering who was in the lineup, not as fun. The lineup in the last game had the big boys in the yeah, that's more fun. A lot more fun. All right, so I'll tell you what I got here. Oh, look, not even late in the show. Look at this. He's going to take my spot. Watch. I told you.
What's that?
Hey, okay, let me just go over what I got for news here. All right, so the Habs made one last cut, or not last. There's still some more cuts, but they made one cut on. I don't know if it was right after the game on Saturday or they did it Sunday, and that's Logan Mailloux was sent back to the Laval Rocket. Mailloux really looked good and got everybody saying who are in the know and should know this. He looks really close to being NHL ready. So definitely.
I mean, he really is
ahead of what I definitely ahead of what I thought going into the preseason stuff. You can kind of expect that when there's going to be like midway through the season, sometimes there's going to be a defensive call up. He's going to get that call up and probably stick. And that makes sense to me. That's, he's got a little bit of development still to go. Yes. But man, he's farther along than you would think from a kid who didn't play a lot of games over the last 3 years. Yeah, good on him. And that just proves that this kid going to be a good player, man.
Yeah, look, and I mean, obviously we saw his kind of defensive woes. We expected that, but it wasn't, after like the first game or two,
it wasn't as bad.
It really looked like after the first game or two, and whatever instruction he probably got during practice, he really kind of picked up, and started kind of improving on what he needed to improve on. So
yeah,
I see it as, I think he's only going to get better in Laval, and I think he is. I think he's going to be a hell of a player, especially in the offensive zone. I thought he played very, very well.
As a matter of fact, I got something to say on that. Saw Marty St. Louis talking with the media today. As a matter of fact, the only reason that Logan Mailloux went to Laval was because he needs to play big minutes. And he won't do that here if he's on a third pairing. They sent him to Laval to get the big minutes. Otherwise, he might have made the team. I should have put that in because I didn't write that down and I should have. Just remembered it. So that's out there. So Logan Mailloux impressed. Gotta admit, Logan Mailloux impressed. So
definitely. I thought he passed the puck really well. Like in his own, like when we had the puck in our own, like in terms of keeping zone pressure, keeping that pressure on. I definitely noticed.
Yeah, offensively
he excelled there.
Offensively,
hell of a shot. I mean, he had a couple times, just his wrist shot alone. I mean, that thing got on the net like that.
He's got an NHL shot.
Fire that thing.
He's got an NHL shot. He can make plays. He's a good passer. His deficiencies are on defense. And you know what? Like you said, he improved from first prospect game to Saturday night. His defense got better. And yeah, he can get better. But I mean, this he's close. So
he really is.
Maybe the biggest surprise for me is I really did not think Logan Mailloux would look that good, and he did. All right, on to the team. Practice today in Montreal, and now I believe by now they should be in Mont-Tremblant, and they'll be there till Saturday morning when they will depart and go to Ottawa for the final preseason game versus the Senators. They will still have on and off ice workouts and do some team bonding, and that's what it's really all about is the team bonding, but they'll still get their workouts in. There's a practice facility up there. So that's where they'll be. Last thing, Gary Bettman says a very preliminary projection for the 24-25 cap is 87 or 88 million. Nice. So an increase of 3.5 to 4.5 million. Kind of spare change, really, but better than a kick in the ass, and won't make cap issues go away though. I'm going to say for many teams, just yet. We're going to need another couple of seasons of cap going up for most teams.
We'll be in a really good place though, like a really good place.
We will, yeah. But I mean, and some other teams will too. But I mean, it's not. There's teams that are in real, like bad shape with the cap, and it's not going to help. By the way, if you were trying to make it better, you made it worse with your thing in the back. There you go.
I tried.
Anyways, so that's what I've got as far as that goes. Yeah, so let's see what you guys are saying, and then I'm going to open up this box. Thing is, the person who sent it to me is not here yet, and they said they're probably going to be here around 8:30. I'm going to try to hang on till then and see if I can do that.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Well, I got a poem. I wrote a poem about it. In my anticipation of what's in the box. And then at the end, I make a guess of what it is. But, I mean, I can show it to you. I don't know if you can see that. But it has not been opened. And no, I didn't put this tape here. I'm not opening it. I have no freaking idea what it is. And I don't think my guess is right. Or if my guess is right, it's only partially right. Is what I think. I suspect this. All right, let's get back to you guys. I got to find where I was. There's a lot of just land.
Jesus, hold on. I gotta fix my background. This is bad.
The second game that we played against Toronto, we got better offense. But he's fixing his set. But they were better defense and goalie number 31. Yeah, we ran into a hot goalie. Like if Jones wasn't as good, I think we probably beat them that game. But it's what happens. And it's preseason. It makes perfect sense to send back my U to the HL this year, probably join the Habs next year. No, not from what the coach is saying. They kind of expect he'll get a call up and probably stick. Go to get my soup. Oh, well, do that. Don't burn your soup. I mean, and it's liquid, so not easy to burn soup, so don't do that. Hey, Joe, how you doing? I'm good. Can't speak for Matt, but I'm good. Matt looked okay. Baby, how's it going, baby? I said hi to you before, didn't I? I think so. Prediction: team will start as forwards. Oh, well, I want to say something on this before I read that. I'm gonna show you something. So I read an article today that really got me kind of, and I've been thinking this for a couple of days, that my prediction for the top 6 to start the season is not going to be what I thought, right? Because of injuries and shit like that, it's just not going to be that way. They sent back down, like there's the centers are going to really screw up my prediction. So I'm working on, before I read that, I started working on that. So that's a new lineup predictions. Oh, I didn't show that too long. And now I'll read Gislain's, right? Is it Gislain? Where was that? Where was it? No, it's Baybite. Caulfield, Suzuki, Newhook. Slavkovsky, Doc, Raphael, Harvey Pinard. Pearson, Monahan, Anderson. Armia, Evans, and Gallagher. I want to look at mine. I want to say we have a couple of differences. On defense, Matheson, Gooley, Harris, Kovacevic, Jacki, Savard. Yeah, I mean, that's what that guy had in his article, and I can't really argue with it. I sat there for like 10 minutes trying to figure out if I thought there was a better, and I don't think so. But I'm not done yet, so we'll see what happens. And camp's not over yet, but almost. Let's go back farther down here. Waiver everybody. Win the Calder, then think about competing for Cup with champions. Why are you going to waiver everybody? Are you going to waiver Nick and Cole? That's everybody. That was quick there, just like goaltenders. Monty and Allen. I think I don't think I really touched on the goalies in my season preview that I just put out. And there's a reason for that, because it's going to be Monty and Allen to start the season, right? Unless there's an injury that happens after, it's going to be those two all season, right? Unless they trade somebody, it's going to be those two guys. So I didn't touch on goalies. So if you're watching going, hey, Rick didn't touch on goalies, you know why. Extras, Lindstrom, Pizzetta, and Ulanen. So basically, you've got everybody I've got and I'm thinking is going to be here. Just not exactly in the same. Not exactly. There's some differences. Cut from camp, Heineman, Barron, Norlinder, Primo, and that's what's left. And I believe that is probably right. I will say, if there's an injury, say, into defense in this preseason game coming up, Norlinder doesn't get cut. And Barron's going to get cut. Norlinder, I think, would stay if there's a way to keep him up here. And as much as I thought he wasn't great 2 games ago, especially on the power play, the guy had a really good game last game. And I guess I hadn't been really watching him close because everybody's consensus is that he's been good. He was good the last game. I can see where the improvements have come, and that if he's not ready, he's really close. So, I mean, if they don't find room for him, eventually they'll trade him. Like if over in the off season after this season, I don't think you move a guy like Norlinder. If he doesn't make the cut here, he goes to Laval. That's important depth, because there's going to be injuries, and I don't think at this point Norlinder becomes back to being important. That's what I'm going to say. All right. Aiken. Oh, Mr. Negative. Welcome back, Mr. Negative. I'm going to call you that because you got until you change. Cut Evans and Barron. Well, I mean, Barron's going to go to Laval. Evans is not going anywhere. They don't have enough centers. I don't know why people don't get it in their heads when they keep saying Evans. Look at the roster that's left. There's 4 centers left because Devo's out. You're not cutting Evans because then who's playing center there? So, and I've told you this before. I guess, when you're negative, you're also stubborn. Renegade Man. Could Primo be claimed? Of course he could. He's going to go be on waivers. Matter of fact, I think they expect him to be claimed. So, but there's no choice. I don't know what choice they have but to waive Primo. I don't think he will. If you look at his numbers, it's not really good. Like 21 NHL games, got 3 wins, a 4-11, I think, goals, or maybe worse, and an 8.79 or an 8.77 save percentage. Those numbers, I mean, really, you're going to claim a guy with those numbers? I don't think so. If it was in the 80s, I could see a guy like that, those numbers in the 80s, because there were a lot of goalies with those numbers. But I don't think so now. So I don't think he'll get claimed, but, you never really know. Flyers. What Flyers? Flyers are going to claim Primo? Why? They got Carter Hart, and they got a couple other. No. David, awesome. 4 likes. Let's get some more. Give it a like if you're having a good time. We're early, but I mean, give 16 minutes. Yeah, give a like now. Come on. No, I don't care. It's up to you. I don't really want to push people to do it if they don't want to. And I figure, most people know that's there, and if they want, they know what to do, and they know about comments, and they know about subscribing. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that way, but I expected Carey Price will be in the 23 to start the season and move back to the LTIR. Yeah, but I mean, by the time the Habs actually take to the ice to play, he'll already be on the LTIR. There's a point on the 10th. I don't know if it's like midnight on the 10th when the season actually is in place.
Yeah.
And then they can put him on the LTIR right away then. Yep. I believe that's how it works. So, yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Well, they gotta clear cap right now, right? We're still like $6 million over.
They're confident they're gonna no problem that way, apparently, and they can be right up to the cap because once they put out Carey Price on the LTIR, they're gonna be way under, so it's not a problem. Aiken, I mean, that's your opinion, but he is an NHLer because he's playing 4th line center for the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL, and you aren't. Neither am I, but he is. He should wear the C for the Rocket. Well, I don't see how that would be, but he's not going to the Rocket, so there you go. If Oilers cut Raphael Lavoie, could the Habs claim him from waivers? If anybody is on waivers, they can be claimed, and it's just a matter of where Montreal's where they're on the priority list. So if they're on, say, we're just going to say 5th because they, for whatever reason, I'm saying 5th. If somebody in the 4 ahead of them claim him as well, then that team gets him. If they get down to the Habs and no one claimed them, then the Habs get him. That's how waivers claim work. So, yeah. Dvorak, another terrible trade. Dvorak's not such a bad center, for what he is. 3rd line center. He's a good one. Evans is going nowhere, and I agree with that, baby. Primo deserves a better shot. Amazing that you don't like Evans, but Primo's got really shitty numbers. You like that, I guess. But you know what? I think the Habs would agree with you. I don't think they want to lose Primo. I don't know what choice they're going to have because keeping 3 goalies on, I don't know, that's a good idea. He wasn't put in the right situation to succeed. I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. I'm not saying every time he was in the nets that he was, but he was given, and in Laval, he struggled at times too. He's 24. He's a goalie. I don't think that that's a problem. He's got time still. Carey Price will not be in the lineup once the season begins. I don't know. You guys aren't listening to me. Like at midnight, like 12:01 a.m., the 10th of October, they can put him on the LTIR. It just, there's a certain point, just be up to when the season starts, which it does at midnight at 12:01 on the 10th. It's officially underway. That's when they can put him on LTIR.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, they have until 11:59 the night before to get either right at the cap or just under the cap, and then they can put them on.
And then at 12:01, at 12 midnight and 1 second, Carey Price is on LTIR.
Yep,
that's how it works. Okay, I expected they put Raphael Harvey-Pinard in Laval just to. Okay, I'm not getting what you're. I mean, I'm getting what you're saying, but it's not one that can't read it for some reason. Whatever. I get what you're saying though. There will be guys probably that go to Laval because they're waiver exempt for that period of time, and then by the time the first game starts, they'll be back in Montreal, called back up because they have cap space. It's not really a big problem.
The issue is they got to clear $5.2 million.
Joe says, I think the first two forward lines will become a line 1A and 1B rather than line 1 and 2. I'm going to go you one better. From the way it's looking like it's going to start up, we might have line 1A, B, and C, and then a fourth line. Because line 3, potentially, going to look pretty good and going to get its share of offense. So, I mean, it's really starting to look pretty solid. Monahan, I think, is going to be the third line center because all the looks like the words don't want to come out properly. It looks like Newhook's going to line up on first line on the right side. That's what it's starting to look like, and I've got to agree with that because Marty St. Louis said today Alex Newhook is here to play top 6 minutes. Not anything else. Top 6 minutes. That means first or second line. I think second line is going to be Slav with Doc and either
probably
Harvey
Anderson, right?
Or Andy. So that means Newhook's going to be on line 1, and we saw that already.
If that's the second line, Slav, Doc, and Anderson, that's a big line.
That's a big line, and I kind of think that might be how it does.
That line's hell.
It's good. You know what? I think no matter what my guesses were for top 6, I think it's going to even be better the way it's going to end up working out. I really do. I think it's going to be an exciting top 6, and they're going to be hard to play against. This is why, preseason, you saw what you saw in the struggling games, but that's not what the team's going to look like once the season starts, right? The lineup's going to be, more efficient, better, or whatever. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but yeah, so, there's a lot of room for improvement. So if you couldn't see the Habs not finishing out of the bottom 5 this year because of preseason, I think you're wrong. Simply put, I think you're wrong.
Matheson's not going on LTIR.
Matheson should be ready for game 1. The fact that they put Logan Mailloux in Laval, to me, says Matheson will be ready for game 1. And I've also read that. Matheson should be ready for game 1.
Dvorak, I could maybe see though, because if they send him down, if they put him on LTIR before the season starts, right?
Dvorak will be on LTIR because he's going to be out a month.
So if they could put him on,
come back. But remember, he's going to play, so you can't write off the money. But he should be on LTIR.
But if they put him on LTIR before the season starts, then it's only like
it helps the cap.
Of course. $100K. So you can So in my opinion, I think it'd be Harris. You could send to Laval, and then at 12:01, call him right back up because then Price can go on because that'll get you just under the cap. And then 12:01, Price is on LTIR, and then Harris comes back.
There you go, and that's probably what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, Dvorak being out for the first month, that's LTIR. It's not like it's only IR if it's within a certain time frame. But I think for Devo, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and they can't. But I think we're right about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quinn, I'm from here, and you know who plays here, right? So they kind of go together.
No, it's important because also Matt's gonna keep us for the podcast anyway. Matt's gonna be covering the players, and we've got a few prospects there, and there's some really big names in prospects that or haven't been drafted yet or that are there. Matt's gonna cover that and then give a report.
You want to follow me on Twitter? I'll get it going up here soon. I'm going to be at their opener on Saturday night.
So there you go. So no, it's important actually. Boston University is going to be pretty. We got a few prospects there, big nasty ones too. All right, Habs will trade Andy this season. That's my opinion, though. Nope.
No.
I think Andy's more important. The team holds him.
He's important because when we play the Leafs, he hates the Leafs, I think, as much as we do.
He does, and he's almost guaranteed to get a goal against the Leafs.
Him and Caulfield, I feel like him and Caulfield too. Every game I think they played against the Leafs, they each scored a goal.
Caulfield, and I don't know why this is exactly. He'd have to explain why, if it's like something new since he was a Hab or before. Caulfield don't like the Leafs either.
Yeah.
No, he does not like the Leafs. And the fact that his brother Brock is in their organization doesn't make him like them any better. And he was in I saw him talk about this, and yeah, he doesn't like them any better. No. They can see negativity again. Then next year they're not drafting a defenseman.
No, next year should be forward heavy.
Sean, I mean, but Weidman also he should be on the LTIR as well because Weidman isn't he going to miss most of the season?
Oh yeah, so then that'll do it. That should.
So Weidman and
Dvorak will bring them just under the cap.
So that's why they're not worried about it. They're not worried about getting.
Yeah, if the two of them go on LTIR before the season starts,
it brings them back to even, and
they're just under the cap.
The problem is if they're using I'm not sure how that affects if they want to do that off season or in season. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be fine.
I mean, it should be fine because if they put them two on LTIR before the season starts, it brings us just under the cap. And then when the season starts, price goes on, and we have $10.5 million. So you can pop Dvorak off, and you're fine.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Some guys that you think, they send them to Laval. It's only temporary, like really temporary, just so that they can do all this accounting, and they'll be right back up and won't miss a second of time.
It'll be like, have you ever seen the GIF of Abe Simpson when he walks in, turns around? That's literally whoever goes to Laval. It's gonna be like that.
Basically, yeah. All right, so we're at a point where getting closer. I'm going to open the box. So this, I'm going to read a poem. It's short that I wrote for not Game 5, preseason Game 5, but preseason Game 4. The Habs didn't win, so I couldn't read it, and I was going to use it for after we beat them in Game 5, and I forgot. So I'm going to read it now, and then we're going to get to the box opening. Wow, the Habs just beat the Leafs. Marty St. Louis outcoached Sheldon Keefe. Our Habs look good, so skilled and quick. And of course, there is our captain, Nick. The chemistry between Nick and Cole, I could watch all day, never grows old. They added Newhook to their line. Newhook, so fast, he sure looked fine. The difference in the last 5 years, the frustration that brought us diehards to tears, has gone away. Yes, that's what's up, because these kids one day will win us a cup. I would like to see that before I die, for all the Habs greats up in the sky to be the champs at least one more time. Is wanting that such a crime? Here's to our Habs. They beat the Leafs. That is not bad. That is not odd beyond belief. They have their number through the years. They've been the cause of Leafs fans' tears. But they were the better team. But they are the better team right now, the Leafs. That won't change. I don't see how. But give it just a year or 3, and that will change. You wait and see. So that's that. Good. I'm glad I got to read it. All right. So we got this. I got this box from a subscriber. I'm going to open it. But before I open it, I wrote this today after the package came in. Okay, not lit, so yeah, that'll have to wait. A package came today for me. What's inside? Can't wait to see. Is it a car? Well, obviously not. I wonder what it is that I just got. A hockey stick? It can't be that. Could it be something for my cat? What's inside? I want to know. Can't wait to open it on my show. I'll take another guess, I think. I'm sure it's not a kitchen sink. The box is much too small for that. Maybe it's a miniature baseball bat. No, that's not it. What can it be? I just have to open it up to see. First, I'll make a guess on what it is. Could it be a big can of Cheese Whiz? Of course it's not. It must be hockey related. A blow-up doll that needs to be inflated. Get serious, man. Make a good guess. A beautiful Montreal Canadiens dress. I guess I'll just go and open it up. Maybe it's a Stanley Cup. Maybe it's just a box of dirt. Or maybe it's a nice Habs t-shirt. We'll find out. All right. Courage.
So what's your guess?
I said it in my poem. Were you not listening? Maybe it's a Habs t-shirt. I kind of think if it's a Habs t-shirt, it's a t-shirt and hat combo. That's my guess. I don't think I'm right for some reason, but from just feeling the box.
I know what it is.
Like that. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Okay.
Is Guru here yet?
He's not. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, he can watch it on a replay, but he'll be here soon. Ooh. Oh.
Look at.
It seems like multiple t-shirts.
They are.
Multiple Oh, okay, I get it. No, I get what it is. No.
Holy shit! I didn't think he was gonna send you 1 billion of them.
Yeah, because these are also for giveaway.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna take a look at one. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 t-shirts here. I'm gonna keep 2 and give 4 away. I didn't have that agreement with Guru, but that's how it works because they're my hands now. Let's take a. Oh, how do they open? Okay, I don't know how to open them. Well, that's plastic. Let's see. I don't know if there's different sizes, so I didn't look for that. I'm gonna find out. So it's size 18. I don't know what I am. Let's take a look. How the hell did that happen? Wow.
Right?
I am shocked.
Pretty dope, right?
I am shocked.
I've known about these for about a month.
Wow. Okay, take a look. I'm shocked.
Oh, no, I lied. I've known about them since July.
It's the logo that I created. That's my logo. This one I created. Wow.
I've known about these since July.
I can't believe this. I can't even. I was expecting a Habs shirt.
Yeah, well,
like
you got it half
better.
Right. It's a talking shirt.
This is like 100 times better.
Isn't it pretty dope?
My God.
He designed them himself.
Well, that's my logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is I don't even know what to say. I really do wish now that Guru was here. I don't even know what to say. I just not what I was expecting at all. Wow. That is cool. I made a pretty nice logo. Oh, I'm sorry you can't see it all. All right, so I'll be wearing these on the show, and I'll have 4 to give away. So
I'll be wearing mine when they come in. I haven't gotten mine yet.
Yes, Matt will be getting some too. I don't know how many. You won't be getting 6 though, because like I said, I think he thinks I'm going to keep 1 and give the 5, but I'm keeping 2 because I like to have multiple.
I don't think I'm getting just 1. I'm pretty sure I'm getting a couple. I just went and reread the messages.
You don't think you're getting this one? This is
no, but I think I'm getting a couple too. Like I don't think I'm getting
you're probably getting a couple. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he actually wanted me to keep 2 and give some more. He had mentioned something to me sort of in an email like a while back.
We've had this cooking since July.
Yeah, that's when he mentioned something to me about there's something going to be coming and blah, blah, blah. But he did no specifics. So I had no. And you know what? I prefer this because that's exciting.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Really exciting. He reached out to me in July.
Awesome.
With the design and
watch out.
Just to kind of run it by me and see if it, if I liked it, how they came out. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. And he had the batch made, and yeah.
It's so nice that I'm not even upset about the copyright infringement. It's actually not really because if you were involved, you have the right kind of to do that. Kinda. Considering the whole thing, I'm not upset. No, Matt.
See, I do my job behind the scenes.
No, you definitely have the authority to do something like that for sure. Yeah, no, that's crazy, awesomely.
Awesome.
I'm gonna wear it for the first time on Saturday for the game. I'll wear one then. I'm in shock. That's not what I was expecting. And you know what? The funny thing, I was taking them out. I saw the logo, and in my brain, something said that logo. There's something about it.
There's something familiar about this logo.
It's not a Habs logo. What is it?
And I wonder if it's the logo. I wonder if it's the logo of my YouTube channel. Where have I seen this before?
No, but there was it's something that was instantly familiar. That it went like, okay, but I didn't register what it was until I held it up. I didn't register what it was. That's really funny. Don't get old, people. That's what happens when you get old. That's really nice. I can't thank Guru enough. He's an amazing guy. I hope to one day actually meet him in person, but he's been an amazing supporter of this channel. I can't
absolutely
tell you. I mean, the Sportsnet package was a gift from him as well. The Caulfield jersey over there was a gift.
It's behind this, but my Suzuki jersey too. Yep.
Yeah, and he does.
He's just an awesome guy. I love him.
Yeah, he sent me a package before, and he does other things on top. Like, he's an amazing subscriber. Let me put it this way: if you guys want to hit his status, you got a long ways to go, man.
The shirt, they came out soon. Like I said, when he sent me the first shirts when he got them, I was blown away. I was like, those actually came out real nice.
But I'm telling you, I know a little bit about screen printing.
Yeah,
that's a nice print.
Yeah.
That's a really nice print. That's a quality print on there. Wow. I don't know where it's from. It doesn't really say the who did the printing. It really doesn't. It's got a label in here, but it doesn't say who it is. Anyway, just amazing. It is amazing. I'm gonna figure out something. I know who is going to get. I think I owe some prizes, and I think I know who's going to get one of them, and that is Luca, because Luca comes on the show and he could wear it.
Yeah, Luca probably needs a little cheer up because the Blue Jays got spanked.
Oh, but I owe him one. I owe a couple.
Spanked. Their offense was non-existent. They got knocked out. They got swept.
It's going to be tough for me to get my head back in here. So, guys, ask me some questions. And like I said, we're going to give away at least 3 of those to new people, not to someone who's already won something. But so don't worry. We'll figure out how I'm going to do that. That's a special prize. I'm excited. So there you go. I'm having trouble here. Matt, come up with a comment and then we'll go from there. I can't concentrate now. I'm shocked. That was not what I was expecting. Not in the least. I could have made 1,000 guesses. That would not have been one of them.
Oh, I knew you weren't going to guess it.
No, and the funny thing is, because I really like this logo that I came up with, but we're also have another one in development. So I wouldn't have thought of this at all. But, man, now that I see it on a shirt, that's a keeper logo also.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I'm not.
It would look really nice on a hat too.
Yeah,
really
and
nice.
the other one too that's in development is going to be really nice. It's just that it's not fully ready. But I would never have thought of this at all. Wow. All right. So did we lose anybody with my? Because I guess I'm wasting a lot of time on this. Yeah, did you pick something?
If it loads, there it is.
Don't forget to thump up. It's okay, just a typo. I'm a grammar Nazi, so I see those things. I don't always say, but if I ever do that, it's just in fun. I'm not criticizing anyone's spelling because you could be using your phone, you could be whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not making fun of people. I like to point those things out, and I make enough of them myself, so don't worry about it. Okay, Aiken says I can see Slav being a point per game producer in Laval. In Laval, yeah. Okay. You know what? In Laval, no. You know what? He wouldn't stay there long enough, and I don't think he would get there in his first season there. So I don't know, but I get what you're saying is that he's got talent and he's going to produce some points. I don't know. What do you think, Matt? He could produce. You think he could do point a game? And
I don't know about point a game, but he'll definitely produce a lot.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if Slav goes to Laval, he's going there for this one time, right? Probably won't spend the full season there. I don't see him doing that. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I need more comments. What are you saying else? Ghislain said, in other words, if Uri Slavkovsky make the team, he will be with the team the whole year unless he gets injured again. But once he has been sent to Laval, he can get back to Montreal. Yeah, he's waiver exempt. That's not a problem. But I agree. I don't think he's going to Laval because I don't see who's here still in Ulanen. Who else is offense? Ulanen and Heinemann. I don't think they're taking Slav's job. If Slav really looked bad, he hasn't. You know, he looked pretty good actually in the last game. Then maybe, but I think that last game definitely got him to break camp with Montreal. Slav's production bonus. I don't know. He's on his ELC still, so I think players on their ELC production bonuses get counted for next. Like if there's room on the cap at the end of the season, if not, it's an overage and go next year's cap. So I don't think that's a problem. And I think that's strictly though for players on their ELC. Am I right? You think, Matt? Do you know?
That's correct. Yeah, I think we got hit with it was 1.5-ish million. I think.
Yeah, I think it was 1.5.
The Bruins got hit with almost 5, which is kind of crazy.
And listen, going forward, that could bite us in the ass down the road because of the quality of the kids coming in that will be on ELCs. Yeah. You could see them earning some bonuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that, but it's not a problem that if you don't have it left on the cap, it goes again. It's not the biggest problem, right? Although it's one you got to manage. You can't just go crazy because you don't want that kind of money being taken off your next year's cap. Not right now, not next season, even though it's going up. It's not going up a ton. So it's $2 million just for Slav because that's his bonus because he was the first overall. Yeah. One thing about being a first overall, it increases the money you make. There's no doubt about it. Especially in football, especially. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
In football, it's a big thing, right? If you're supposed to go first overall and you drop, that's a lot of freaking money.
Oh right? Yeah. Even like 1 to 5.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't take much to drop where the money difference is crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, not as big in probably in baseball or hockey, but football, I know that's a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I feel almost like I want to go back to opening that box again. I guess Guru's late. He's not here yet, so I'm glad I didn't really wait. Because, I mean, I'm not staying too long. Matt and I got a few things to talk about. We got a podcast coming up. I guess we could say it here. We're running a little behind on getting it ready, so we were supposed to be on October 9th. That's not going to happen, but we're shooting for just a week delay, 1 week. So we'll announce it when we've settled on the date. But yeah, we have some things to work on. We were thinking of, I think we were thinking more like we were George Lucas and we were doing Star Wars. And it's kind of, it's not really a podcast then. So we have some work to do to tone it down a bit. Is Slav a point per game producer for Trois Rivières? Well, yeah, but he'd never go there. So, Aiken, let me ask you. So I don't know how old you are, but Slav is 19. I can tell you this: when I was 19, yeah, I had a long way to go to reach my peak. So, he's 19. No, he's not a star yet. Oh, that's the end of the world. No, it's not. He's 19, man. He's got plenty of years. And quite frankly, he wasn't drafted to be a big, he was drafted as a project that they knew that they would have to work on to get him to where they want him when it's draft plus 4 or 5. And at that point, they figured he will be a star in this league. But he's going to be a project to work on. But the results are going to be worth it, is what it is, from what I can gather. So, to say at 19, you can be a star in the ECHL, that's just, listen, it's not, this isn't the criticism you might take it as, but that's ignorant. It's just ignorant. You're not aware of things and you make that statement, and I think you're wrong. And everybody does this. I mean, half of Habs fans do that. So, but I don't understand what they expect from him. Did you know that Patrice Bergeron never played in the NHL? Really? Then who was it that played with his name on?
Read the full freaking thing.
Did the Bruins at 18 years old? Because I know he means the AHL. Right?
Yeah.
Or are you saying he didn't play at 18 years old in the NHL? I'm not sure what you're saying there now. I was just like, you might want to retype that.
Yeah, no.
He did. Yes. But look, Nick Suzuki never played in the AHL. And if the Habs did it the right way, Cole Caulfield shouldn't have played in the AHL, to be quite frank. If we had a better coach here when he got here.
Yeah.
The problem with that logic, it has been used to rationalize so many bust picks. You're tired of it. But when it's the truth, you're tired of the truth. You're tired of the truth. I guess you don't believe in science either. I'm going to take a guess that you don't believe in science very much. Did you know? I read that.
Well, I to that point too. I also don't think a lot of Habs fans realize how much the organization has changed, since Gorton and Hughes took over in terms of player development, right?
Yeah,
totally different development system than what we had under Bergevin for all those years. So
until we're a winner, they're not going to change. They only remember the bad until you can change it with the good. And by the way, not every player develops like Jumbo Joe or Tage Thompson, of course, because you know what? Not every player develops the same way.
Right.
Simple.
Right. But I think that's
joined the Bruins at 18. Sorry. Oh, no worry. I figured it out. Just don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, listen, Slav's going to be fine.
Yeah,
Slav's going to be just fine.
And I get why. I guess a lot of Habs fans still kind of dwell on the MB era, and I get it. I totally understand it, but you really got to give this new player development system a chance.
Okay,
we're only in year 2 of it. Let's.
Right, exactly. No, that's it, right? Because they didn't have development. Basically, they had no development department before.
Yeah,
Gordon and Hughes.
We have a player development department now. Let's pump the brakes.
So give it. It takes usually 2, 3, 4 years till you see the benefits of that really pay off, and we're gonna see that. Just have to have a little patience. The problem is, Habs fans don't have patience in general, and that's why it took Montreal 30 years to decide to do a rebuild because they knew Habs fans wouldn't be patient enough for it. Well, prove them wrong and be patient. It's coming. And if you can't see it, like if you can't see what's coming here and the improvement and like all around, I don't know what game you're watching, man. I really don't. I don't understand it. But hey, everyone's allowed their opinion because you know what? Opinions are like assholes and everybody has one.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Roy and Robinson both played in AHL in Halifax. Larry Robinson played for the Nova Scotia Voyageurs. And Patrick Roy, I don't know where he played in Halifax. Honestly, I don't know where Patrick Roy played. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for AHL, I want to say no. I think in junior he got his break where they noticed him and that's why they drafted him. Or it was the AHL. He got a break in a game because the goalie got hurt and he got put in. And they weren't planning to play him, and he got noticed after that. And it was one of those two. Joe, power forward. That's exactly what he's going to be, and 100% right. You know, some guys do come in at 19 and they're great. I mean, that happens. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't happen with every player. And just because he got picked first overall doesn't mean he's going to start in the NHL in his draft plus 1 year. And if you don't believe me, look at Jack Hughes, Lafreniere. I can name a few just recently.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't star in their first years. Lafreniere still hasn't starred. So, you know, everyone's different. Everyone develops different. You don't see anything. 30-win season coming. I think you upped it from 20 the other day. It's not bad. Give it another few days. They're going to have a 40-win season, which I think is going to be closer. I got them as 39 wins. Just because, you know, one of the reasons it's going to be a much better Atlantic division, you could say, well, that means they'll lose more. No, because the competition is going to be there. It's going to be harder, stronger. You're going to have to step up. I think this team is ready to do that. They're not ready to climb the ladder in the division yet, but I think they're ready to compete and win a few games.
Absolutely. I mean,
this division.
Just the third period of that Leafs game the other night, right?
Yep.
I mean, not for 1 second that whole period did that team ever give up.
And they don't. And a team that doesn't give up always has a chance and can win, and they'll win more than you think looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
There. I've said it. What else are we going to talk about?
All right. Hey, can you go to the penalty box again?
He's negative Ninny. Negative Nancy. I will now say I won't even acknowledge him the rest of the way because he just, you know who he is? And I can't remember that person like stopped coming here. Renault.
Yeah.
That must be Renault.
Maybe.
He found a little different way to drive me crazy. But seriously, Aiken is very freaking negative about everything.
Yeah, Kirby Dach looks awesome, Ghislaine. I think, and Rick and I touched on it after the game the other night, but just his physical strength and the way that he's using it now, I mean, he's just going to dominate, absolutely dominate.
Yep. I think he will be, he will definitely be a number one dominant physical center. Power center. That's how I'm calling it.
I like it. Power center.
Well, a power forward.
But I mean, he is, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
he's starting to show
strong dude.
He's starting to show that strength. They're literally just walking through guys, holding guys off, big guys with one arm. Like, he's strong. And that, I mean, you know, he's gonna be a dominant center. Lafreniere is still having trouble with the Rangers. Well, you know, listen, you know, this could be the year where he emerges. You know, how many years has been Lafreniere? 3? Took Guy Lafleur 3 years.
I think 3, 2 or 3.
So,
3, I think.
He's still young. I mean, they obviously think he's worth keeping. They signed him to a bridge deal. He's got a couple of years to show what he's got now. I would think that's what it's about. But, I wouldn't give up on him. Hey, Guru. Guru's here. Guru. I opened them. That's one of the nicest shirts I've seen in the longest time. And you got to rewatch this for when I opened it, because I didn't even know. Like, I saw the packages, saw the logo, didn't register. I opened it to look at it first, and I was in shock. This is an amazing job. Whoever did the screening, the screen printing, whatever they call that now, silk screening. That's a good quality. It's a beautiful shirt. Great logo. I designed it. Beautiful shirt. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this. I don't think there's anything different. I designed this. Unless you guys changed it a little bit, I can't tell, but love it. I would never, if you gave me 1,000 guesses to what was in that box, I would never have guessed that. And if you go back and watch my reaction, I wrote a poem about my thinking, what's in that box? I didn't get it. I sort of got it right, like sort of, but not really. Anyway, thank you so much, Guru. I don't even have the words. That it's just gorgeous. I'm keeping 2 of them. I'm going to give away 4, and I'm going to keep 2. I love it. It's amazing. Amazing. As a matter of fact, that logo, that shirt. Now, I know you set this up, so we got to work out something, because I don't know what changes you make. That's going to be a shirt for sale when I get my merchandising going. So that's going to be definitely up there, because that's a beautiful shirt. Love it. I'm not going to wear it right now, but I'm going to wear this on Saturday. Sticker Mule. Well, they make quality. That's a quality print. No, there's no other logo. The other logo, they're old. This is the current one. We got one in the works, but now that I see it like this on a shirt, I first of all, I like that logo. I designed it. That's a keeper. But the old ones, they're old. I don't know if I want to use them anyway. So awesome job. Can't thank you enough. I mean, it's just amazing. And pretty soon, when we figure out how we're going to give these away, some other people out there are going to love them as well. Hey, Shazna, that's a good point, right? If we gave Jonathan Drouin 5 years, they could do the same with Uri. I don't disagree with that at all.
Neither do I. But I think there's a key difference between the 2 of them, right? Like, the key difference is, like, Jonathan Drouin, I think after his second year, just had started that cycle of playing half a season.
If that.
So, 2 totally different things here.
Besides, anyway, they gave him 5 years.
There's no game going on right now, Guru.
They gave him 5 years because he was signed to a 5-year deal. That had a lot to do with it. And I don't think anybody wanted to trade for him. Like Armia, right? And Armia's giving a horrible effort now, but that's a good question. Yoel Armia is going to, obviously, unless they move him in the next few days, Yoel Armia is going to make this team. What do you guys out there? Give me your opinion. Should they play him on the 4th line or in the press box? What say you? Talking Habs chat. What's the score?
If he wasn't making so much goddamn money, I'd put him in the press box. But with the amount of money he's making,
I put him in the press box.
Yeah, I think I probably still would.
I'm sorry. If you're not going to bury him in Laval, bury him in the press box until he has a better attitude, and if he's going to play better, at least play with interest because I don't know. His effort was null. David says he received $9,000 from CRA disability pension. Wow, make sure your tax man applies for it. Rick, CRA sometimes forgets. I'm not on disability though. Don't you have to be on disability to get that? I'm not. So at this point, believe me, I wish I was because that'd be better income than I have right now. Drouin was elite in minors and showed glimpses in the big leagues. Slavkovsky performed versus Kazakhstan. Was that already 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, boy. All right. Anybody else got anything that's not so negative?
We could see this. I think for balance sake, this might be a little bit better just in terms of having not one line of just big bastards, and have a new hook on the second line. But I don't know. At the same time, I'm really interested to see what new hook can do on that line with Caulfield and Suze. Really interested to see what that can do.
I personally think that, that could happen, but I don't think it will. And why I don't think it will, and that's because of Marty St. Louis saying today, Alex Newhook will be in a top 6 role. I don't know if I guess I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. He wasn't brought here to play 12, 13 minutes a night. He was brought here to play in a top 6 role. He's 22. He's got the pedigree, got a Stanley Cup. Like they're playing him on second or third line, first or second line. I don't think it's going to be the second line for some reason. Why? Because Doc, 3 games in a row, had Harvey Pinard and Slav on his wings. There's chemistry there. They played Newhook and on the first line in a game, and there was some chemistry there. So I think that's what we're going to see. I really do.
So Anderson and Galley on the third line?
Depends on – I've seen now a couple of people's guesses, and I'm not talking just people on Twitter, some sports writers' guesses, and they think Galley's going to be on the fourth line. And he's going to be on the right wing on the third line is what they're thinking.
I mean, I could see that, and I know you never really want to play one of your captains on the fourth line, but, I mean, Galley can't play top 6 minutes anymore. He can't.
No, he's not. Now think of it though, when you're thinking Monahan and Andy on the as a pair on the third line, you got Dak and Slavkovsky who have chemistry on the second line, and you got Caulfield and Suzuki, right? Now it depends who you add, but I mean you now have potential to have 3 scoring lines.
Yeah.
So who's going to be, who does it make sense to be up there with Monahan, Galley, who's having trouble? I don't know. So I know fourth liner, you're paying him $6.25 million. It's ridiculous, but I think it's what we got.
Yeah.
I don't think to the detriment of the team that you put Galley in a spot that you got somebody better for. And I think Galley kind of would agree with that. Right? Team comes first.
Yeah.
And I think there's potential here to have 3 pretty good, scoring lines. And when you talk about where's the scoring going to come from, right? So if you got 3 scoring lines, no longer can the opposition shut down line 1. And then if they shut down line 1 and line 2, you got line 3 that can put the puck in the net.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to shut down line 2 when 2 of the 3 guys on line 2 can just go through guys.
Well, they're not going to have 82 games where they're just, nobody does that. Has 82 games where they're not, that's going to happen. But I mean, isn't what an attack that is? You talk about an offensive attack, and in a division where, offense is going to be really important, this is the way that they're going to climb up the division by, having I think I've said it before that we might have 3 offensive lines here, 3 scoring lines. With the quality of these kids coming up, I mean, like they have to take the spots. Some of these kids, they're not going to be defensive forwards. Like, I think it's not that bad if you have 2 really solid, great scoring lines, and then your third line can play both ways and equally good. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. The other thing too, right? Like if the second line, right, if that combo, and it should end up being Slafkovsky and Doc, like that can be a line that can just wear the hell out of your opponents, right? And then come to third period, if they're worn down, that's when you can, run the first line and just speed and just pounce.
And also, if Raphael Harvey Pinard is going to be a top 6 player, which we know he can do it, right? But that smaller, he's a smaller guy. We've seen it with Galley. He's going to take a big toll. But if you put him with 2 big monsters, he's going to be pretty safe out there.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a guy like Doc who will fight. Slav, we just don't know yet. So maybe that's the approach. I don't know, but it's definitely not. It's not going to be the lineup I thought would start the season. Like, it's going to be something different. I think something better, but it's going to be different than what I had. So I think I might make another really short video though about my new thoughts on that. We'll see. I'm contemplating that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where was I? Where am I? Oh, wait, there I was. Armia fits. Andre, how could you really say that, though? Really? I mean, if you mean that Armia is a good defensive forward, and that he is, he hasn't lost his defensive ability. But when you play with an attitude where you're not really trying that hard, I think you're not up to par anywhere. I don't think Armia's. I don't think he fits well anywhere right now. He needs, you're right. He needs a proper attitude. I mean, that's absolutely needs that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather see them play alone, and I will go back to the old pronunciation, Ulinen. I'd rather see them play Pizzetta at this point.
Sorry, my neck friggin' hurts. No, yeah, I agree.
Joe thinks Slav, Dak, Newhook for second line. Well, I thought Newhook had some chemistry there with Nick and Cole. They played a game there. Like Raphael Harvey Pinard's not going to play on the first line. No matter what we saw last year with his chemistry with Nick, it's not going to happen. But a second line, I could see that. So if that is how they're looking at it, then Newhook has to play on the first line. Because right now, without Devo in the lineup, we're short a center. So Monahan's going to play third line center. So my first line of Cole, Nick, and Monahan, I don't see that happening right now. That could change down the road when Devo comes back. Like, they might adjust, but that's not happening right now, I don't think. So, no, I think Newhook's going to be on that first line. And if anybody's worried about it, one thing he said about him, that Newhook, he's not big, but he plays a heavy game. What does that mean? He's not big in height. I think he's got good weight to him, though, like Nick Suzuki does. And he throws the body around. Obviously, he'll throw the body around. He'll hit, stuff like that. So that's what I think he means. And you know what? If you're thinking about it, a guy that can handle himself out there. Maybe he's not overly big, but that speed of his and everything. I think he fits with that first line. I don't think when you have a second line that's going to have Slav and Doc on it, yeah, you could probably do that on the first line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think it'll end up. Slav, Monahan, Gallagher. I don't know. I think Slav actually earned his way he earned his way into that top 6 spot to start the season. Now you're going to say, well, he was only okay, and he was good. He was good enough. I still think he earned his way because of either injuries or how the guys that are here. I think that it works out that way. If he didn't have as good a camp as he had, then yes, he'd be on the third line. But I think he had a good enough camp to start him there. I really do, because there's some good chemistry between him and Doc. And you want to build on that. Because quite frankly, Slavkovsky is a top 6 forward. Right? So get him in there. Jonathan Drouin has the talent, but he was weak between the ears. And I think that's kind of, it's, you know, and I think it's fair to say Uri has the ability. He just missed the high-level experience, and he need to learn how to play smart, also known hockey IQ. But he already has improved on some of those knocks that he had from last year. He's got his head up. He's looking around. His vision is there. He's making plays. He's making nice passes. He's shooting. He's definitely improved. It's funny how everyone who's like knocking Slavkovsky, he's a bust. It's because they wanted him as a number 1 pick to be in that position that he's in right now. Now that he's there, he shouldn't be there. I don't get it.
Rick, we're forgetting about a player.
Are we? Who?
I just looked at my lineup prediction. Where's Tanner Pearson going to play?
Tanner Pearson's going to play on the other side on the third line.
All right, yeah. So go
Monahan. My opinion: Monahan, Andy, and Pearson. Yeah, I didn't mention the guy on that wing, but that's who it's going to be.
Because I'm looking at what I had, what I'm kind of coming up with for my prediction, and I'm going, there's a name I'm missing. Oh, Pearson.
Oh yeah, and Pearson will be in the lineup. He's going to be in the lineup. Because if you got Armia or Pearson making roughly the same money, who are you putting in the lineup? A guy like Armia Pearson, who doesn't give a shit, or a guy like Pearson who already shown he's got, you know, he's out there to play. I take Pearson.
Oh yeah.
Besides, Pearson will put up more than 14 points in a full season, I think, here. I don't think he's here for a full season, though. Pearson seems like, I mean, he's going to get moved at the deadline. More than likely, I'm going to say. He's going to get moved at the deadline. Like 95% sure. Could Ulanen jump in front of Galley this year? No, Galley at the price at his contract, they got to play him if he's healthy. I think Ulanen jumps ahead of Armia. You know, either Heineman or Ulanen jumps ahead of Armia. And if you got to pick between the two, Heineman looks really good out there. I don't know that he's fully 100% ready, but I think Ulanen is. Right? And Ulanen did have, you know, played here last year. I think 30 games. I think Ulanen is ready, and I'd rather have Ulanen there instead of Armia.
I think that but I also don't think Ulanen's really looked that good in preseason.
He hasn't?
I don't know. I think his spot is up for grabs right now. Like I think this last preseason game, if Heineman plays better, I think Heineman's going to get it.
He's on the bubble. I'll give you that. He's on the bubble. But I don't know.
My line right now, I have Heineman, Evans, and Gallagher.
No, I get it. But the consensus from what I'm reading seems to be this, that Heineman will get sent back. Ulanen will stay. I guess one of the reasons is this. If they send Ulanen to Laval, he's claimed because he has to pass through waivers. Heineman does not. So that's got to be a big bearing because you don't want to lose Ulanen for nothing. Because at the very least, he can go in a trade and you get something back for him. And, you know, asset management is important. You don't just give away a guy like that. Because you can't think Ulanen's going to go through waivers and not get claimed. Right?
Right.
Now, Ulanen could sit, but I don't think there's a spot for him if Heineman stays. Because I think they're competing for a spot. Along with Primo, oddly enough, because if Primo stays, both those guys have to go. or Armia and Heineman go down. So yeah, that's what it's coming down to. It's a lot of tough decisions, but it's a good thing because it probably really created a lot better compete in camp for them. You know, good, healthy compete in camp is good. Ghislain Weidman's out for the season, so I don't know why he'd be a good seventh defenseman. That doesn't compute for me. Pizzetta, I kind of agree. Pizzetta's going to sit in the press box till there's injuries. One could switch Harvey Pinard and Slav between second and third lines. Yeah. We'll see how the season starts. Probably that would be Harvey Pinard, but I don't wait. Hey, Larry, the cable guy. You did something wrong there. I only have a few minutes, but I thought I'd check in. Awesome. No worries. Thanks for coming in. Newhook, Doc, Anderson, first or second line. It's not the first line. Caulfield, Suzuki is first line. I don't know. I don't think that's how it's going to work, though. You might be right. It's not out of the question that you're right, but I don't see with who's here and where certain guys need to slot in because of who's here. I don't think that works. Drouin may have been overrated playing with McKinnon in junior. You know what, though? I saw, I think it was the playoffs. Don't know what year with Tampa before we got him, obviously. I saw some highlights. Now it's highlights, so obviously it should look good. But, I mean, he looked dominant out there, to be very honest with you. Physical and dominant, and I don't know what happened to him because that was not the Drouin we got. I don't think for a second that was the Drouin we got.
Nope.
So I don't know what happened to the kid, but we were just talking about Drouin's in Colorado there, Larry. What's the latest on Norlinder? Norlinder he's on the bubble to get a spot to open up the season. Norlinder had a good camp. Looked much improved over last season.
I will say, yeah, Norlinder did have a pretty good camp.
Aiken, just so you know, so you don't bother having to type anymore. When you say Slav is a bottom sixer, for me tonight, it's enough. We're done for tonight with you. You're just too negative for me tonight.
I tried to put him in the penalty box again.
I don't want to be driven nuts in the last 13 minutes. So have a good night. You can continue watching, but could Armia be moved before season ends? Please do it. One could hope, Joe. I wish they could outright release Armia. They can't. Too bad he can't get his contract bought out. He can't because they didn't buy him out in the buyout period, and they got to wait till the next one. And I believe there's none during the season. Am I right about that? Do you know, Matt?
I don't think so.
I don't think there's any during the season. Slav, Suzuki, Caulfield. Whoops, we're there. For what? What line are you talking about? First line? I think eventually when if Slav hits his ceiling, I think that's the line you're going to see is Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky. I think so. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Norlinder replaces Matheson while he's injured, but it doesn't look like Matheson. But you might be right. Like I kind of think that the fact that Mayu got sent to Laval signals Matheson's going to be healthy, but you might be right that it's Norlinder. If Norlinder is here, just in case Matheson's not ready for the first game. And there you go. And I don't know what Norlinder's waiver status is, though. That's something I don't know.
That I can tell you.
I don't know if he's still on his ELC or not. So he probably is. But if he is, it's his last year of his ELC. So it's the last year they're going to get to do that. All right. Anyway, if we're going to get a few more questions, and then we're going to take off soon. So maybe another 5 minutes.
Wait a minute.
No worries, Joe. I didn't mean anything by it the way I said it, but yeah, anyone can get moved. I mean, the only ones that can't get moved are guys with no movement clauses, not no trade clauses, but no movement clauses. Then they've got to approve anything. There's no way Armia has any of that. So Norlinder on his ELC, so he's got one more. So yeah, he can go. He can easily go up and down. And so that's, I'm sure that's how it, is going to work out. And as always, when you try to guess 2-3 months in advance what's going to be, it's hard to do that, because you can see how just in the last 3-4 days, there's been big changes in what you might have thought how it would work out. So when I say you thought, I guess I should say me. I can't speak for you guys. Andre, a lot of my predictions already did not come true. Hence why I should do another quick after the game on. I think I'm going to do that after the game on Saturday. So there's 4 days in between, I think. I'm going to do a quick rethink on the top 6. Probably the whole lineup, actually.
Norlinder is exempt from.
He's on his ELC. I'm also thinking of. I wrote it down. Where did I write down what I'm thinking of doing? Prediction video for where season finish for the league. I might do that. I might not. I want to do another hot take video for the season. And by the way, I don't know if anybody's still interested in the hockey pools, but there's space. If you want to be in the hockey pool, let me know through my email. It's in the description. So I'm going to finalize or finish setting up the pools on Friday, according to my schedule. And anybody that's in there, I'll confirm whether we're having the pools or there's not enough. We'll see. All right. So there's that. Let me just check my list to see if I forgot anything. I did not forget anything. I actually read my poems, unboxed. I did everything. Joe thinks a power forward is needed with Caulfield and Suzuki, and I think that's where Slav will come in down the road. But I don't think they have anybody that they've tried Andy, and it works for a little bit, but it doesn't work consistently. So I don't know. I think Newhook could be not necessarily a power forward, but I think he can do a really good job there. But Aiken, I'll just say this. It's not because you voiced your opinion. You're just so negative. And then you just repeat the same thing, even though sometimes when you're told that can't be because of situations like this, you still just repeat it. You're too negative. And it's just that sometimes when you want to be negative like that, it's going to get on people's nerves. And that's all it is. Just, I don't know why you're so negative about everything, but it doesn't ingratiate you to people in general. So just advice from an old person to a young person. And believe me, I know you're young. David, as a matter of fact, I believe Montreal should check in as the 5th biggest team overall in the league once the season starts. So no longer when people say, well, Montreal, they're small. No, we're not. We have some small players. So does every team. But we're not small. Hey, Joe in Chicago, Mr. Expos. Love that. Did Dobish see any action in preseason? He did early on, and then he was back up in a game or two. So big on Jakob. No injuries. Got to see locker room grow. Thoughts? I think Dobish has a lot of promise. He's going to spend some time in the AHL, though. I mean, you got to figure Dobish. I would think 2 years down there. Maybe we'll see him up in, for because he's got waiver exempt status. So, as a fill-in here and there. But Dobish, definitely a serious goalie. Yeah, I definitely think he's got promise. No, 3 times is crazy. Being that negative all the time when the evidence in front of you is to the contrary, that's crazy, dude. Is Matt nodding off on screen?
No, I was on.
He's on his phone.
I was on Cap Friendly. I was doing work.
Oh, when they were like, oh, no, I'm just not getting into it anymore. Not getting into it because now you're just sucking me back into. I'm not. Larry the Cable Guy, get better internet. Mine was earlier today, actually. Negativity may also be reality. Yeah, I don't think in this case it's true, but if you want to be negative too, you can do that. I don't see the evidence for why you're so negative, you guys, though. That's all. I'm excited about what's building here. It's not perfect yet, obviously, but you got to have patience in a rebuild, man. Patience. Let's all kiss and make up next show. This show is over. So I will. I've got a new video out if you want to check it out. It's what did I put out there? My season preview. My season preview is out there. I got to say, before you watch it, if you're going to make a comment, well, you didn't talk about this, you didn't talk about that. Yeah, I realized after I had it all done and it was out that you kind of left some stuff out. For that, I apologize. It's still worth watching. Of course it is. So hopefully you guys check that out. I put that out today. I will be back on Saturday for 3 shows. Saturday Hockey Talk at noon, the game at 7, and post-game show after the game. So hopefully you guys will join me for that. And I hope to have potentially another video out before then. We'll see if I'm able to get that done. And that's it. I am definitely out of here. But I'll answer Andre first. You recently got Canadian maple syrup produced in Montreal. Awesome. That's good stuff. Like real maple syrup, right? That's really good stuff. Still fattening and still highly caloric, but it's still really good. And it's nothing like syrup you buy in the supermarket, unless you're buying real maple syrup, which you can buy in the supermarket, at least here. On that note, on behalf of the boys in the band, I hope we made the grade. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the night. And Dad is in. I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to stop talking. Ciao, everybody.